I love you, la la la, and I know that you love me too, la la la. I know everything there is to know about you, and that's why I know that I love you. Jason Blum, you are nothing but movie making scum. You get these ideas from a moldy shoe, and Jason Blum, I hate you. AfrAID was written and directed by Chris Weitz or Wetz. I don't really fucking care how his name's pronounced. He did American Pie. He did About a Boy. He did Down to Earth. He did The Golden Compass. He did the second Twilight movie. He's done other stuff. You can check out what he's done because this is practically a career-killing movie because my goddamn Christ, Blumhouse strikes again. Strikes out again is what I should have said. If you thought Night Swim was bad, if you thought Imaginary was bad, my oh my, Jason Blum, I hate you. If you have seen this movie, I'm sorry. I am so fucking sorry. If you haven't seen this movie, don't worry. I'm going to tell you all about it. At least I'm going to do my best because I wrote my notes in such a frantic way that I can barely decipher them because that's how angry this movie made me. Now, it's a short movie. It literally is 84 minutes bell to bell, so that's good, I guess. I mean, at least you won't, have your ass go to sleep. You might feel like this movie needs to be put to sleep violently against its will. Jason Blum, by the way, somebody pointed this out to me. A friend of mine pointed this out to me. That he passed on the Blair Witch Project, and now, after that, made a shit pot full of money, and then it had a couple of subsequent sequels. Well, a sequel and then a reboot that went goddamn nowhere, and apparently we're going to get another reboot. Hooray! Blumhouse will probably have something to do with that. I hope not. Because Jason Blum is terrible. I know I go between Blum and Blumhouse. You know why? Because this should be in bloom. It should be like a bloomin' onion, left out in the goddamn sun, to be eaten by rats, and then crapped out by rats, and then the rats can die from the bad writing and the bad facts. Oh, Jesus. This movie's about AI, and I don't even think cheap AI that is on the fritz, the first ever AI program, would write a movie this bad. I can't fathom how a movie like this gets a theatrical release besides Blumhouse's name being attached. Yeah, in case you can't tell, I'm not really going to care if anybody gets offended by it. I didn't expect anything from this. I expected nothing. I saw the trailer, and I'm like, oh, fuck no, that looks terrible. And then people were like, John, watch it. Oh, fine, it's fine. I'll watch it. It can't be any worse than some of the stuff I've seen. Now, I don't know if this is the worst movie I've seen this year. It's one of the most infuriating because it takes a couple ideas. There are scenes in this movie that actually could work. There's the concept of AI taking over people's lives, but it's done in such a stupid, goofy way that you have to question, what the fuck was anybody thinking? Are we sure that Chris actually did this movie? Are we sure that his name wasn't just attached? And they said, okay, let's get really bad AI programs that we don't pay too much for and have them compile a movie. Because there are some special effects, and I know the whole point is supposed to be about deepfake and AI taking over, and what can you believe, what can you not believe. You know what I can't believe? That anybody of any talent actually decided to be in this. Let's talk about that talent. John Cho plays Curtis, who was in Star Trek, and he was also in Harold and Kumar. He's been in a lot of stuff. He went from Harold and Kumar to actually some pretty serious roles, like Searching, which I haven't seen yet. I need to watch at some point. It got away from me. Forgive me. Catherine Waterston plays Meredith. She's been in some good stuff. So then you have a character, Marcus, played by Keith Carradine. This movie needed to end up like John Carradine. Or like David Carradine, except David Carradine kind of went willingly. This movie doesn't deserve to go willingly. It deserves to have its head held down. Seriously, just, god damn it, what was this? What was this? It's actually baffling how bad this movie is. Havana Rose Liu, or I think that's how you say her last name, I'm sorry, she was in Bottoms. Are You Cheating on Me? Her. She was great in that. And I was so fucking excited to see her in something like this. Just because, okay, a chance to flex her, her horror muscles. That came out a lot worse than I thought. Lukita Maxwell. We have David, the guy that was in Late Night with the Devil and also had the one good scene in The Boogeyman. I can never say his last name. David Dast is just what I want to say because I always screw up the last name. Dast McCallan, I think. Nevertheless, he's a pretty good actor. Then you have Ashley Ramos, who plays Sam, who I would say made the pants too long, but you know what? This movie doesn't even deserve that joke. So, yes. an AI program named AIA, AIA, and they even put the A and the I next to each other in AfrAId in bold. Creative. No, it's not. It's not fucking creative, Jason Blum. You scum-sucking son of a bitch. I hate you. I fucking hate you, you goddamn idiot. I mean, credit. You get people jobs. Good for you. You can make movies on the cheap, and suckers like me will watch them. But you cannot call yourself a proper filmmaker. You don't know how to fucking actually make a good movie. You know how to make money. I'll give you credit for that. Like Jason Blum would watch this review or anything, he probably is going to be hiding under a goddamn gold bed full of, a pit of money. Because, let's be honest, these movies turn a really good profit. So, a tech company selects a Curtis family, say, try out this AI. Okay, we see in the beginning how this AI in a house doesn't go all that well. That's all I'm going to say. And then we go to the Curtis family. You have the middle kid, who is kind of going through some shit and references something a little bit later. It's supposed to be referred to as as a gag a little bit later on. And I do want to say, if this movie was attempting to be a dark comedy like Megan, it failed. Megan, there was a germ of a good idea. I didn't like Megan, really at all. But I at least appreciate what it was trying to do, and I think it needed to lean more into the goddamn comedy. It also needed to make the comedy funny, and I think a lot of the best moments were given away in the spoilers, or in the trailer, that is. Obviously, great moments would be given away in the spoilers. But nevertheless, Megan, you could at least see why that would do well. I cannot see any reason for this movie to exist. Because after something happens, that opening scene, it was to the point I was almost suffering an aneurysm trying to stifle my laughter. That's how bad this movie is. Imaginary made me stifle my laughter within the opening scene. If you've seen Imaginary, you know what I'm talking about. Night Swim is really, it's a hydra of bullshit from Blumhouse. So the AI is too powerful. It's able to access all this stuff, figure out people's medical issues, pay bills, do all this stuff, order organic food for the kids. Who's paying for this? Whatever, it's fine. And one person likes the AI, one person doesn't. It makes the AI for the kids' lives easier. If you haven't seen the trailer, I'm trying to keep it as spoiler-free as possible, but there is one thing that they referenced in the trailer that actually made me laugh. Something between Iris, the oldest daughter, and also, and her boyfriend. And it led to one of the absolute worst goddamn moments. I thought it was bad in the trailer. It actually played out worse in real time, or at least in full length. Imagine they made this movie in real time. You know what they didn't make this movie any good? It was not any good. The AI stuff is absolutely ridiculous. There, again, are ideas, things that can work, images, scenes that actually, with any cohesive narrative, with any coherent plot, with any thought put into it, it actually might have worked to an extent. There's just random scenes thrown together, and then they try to tie it loosely with a narrative that everybody fucking saw coming. I don't know why I'm losing it over a movie like this, because this movie really shouldn't piss me off that much, but it's like the Netflix originals I reviewed, it's like the Amazon originals I reviewed, like Jackpot and other stuff. I hate what movies like this represent. Taking something that could work, but making it so manufactured, so generic, so bullshit, that I actually was questioning, were real people actually on screen, or was I just having a fever dream and this is all AI? And the thing is, it's not scary. It's not fucking scary at all. Yes, it's scary that AI could take over people's lives and could take over jobs. It's going to get to the point, by the way, where the nation or the world's population will be insane and AI will take over. AI is obviously going to go on the fritz at some point, and Skynet will become self-aware, and we will have to battle and everything, because the Terminator movies are based on reality. At least the first two. The third one had Kristanna Loken, and then the rest of them were not very good at all. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with that. The fourth one did have Christian Bale's tirade. Speaking of tirades, I'm going to continue to make a tirade about this movie, because I hate what it represents, and I hate that it exists, except to make a video like this that hopefully will put it out there that you shouldn't ever watch something like this. There's talent. I listed the talent in the cast. I'm not saying everybody's an A-list actor. I'm not even saying there are any A-list actors in this, but there are people that have been in good stuff. And the writer-director has done good stuff before. This ain't it. And yeah, that song at the beginning, the song I referenced, it's in the beginning of the movie. It's at the end credits. That's a spoiler right there. But it's like, again, there's this advertising campaign about this AIA thing and where did it come from, where did it go, where did it come from, AI Joe. I don't know what in the world this was supposed to be, but I know I hate it. And the sad thing is, between this and latency, it's actually kind of funny that they get this much about AI wrong. Like, you're not making it creepy, you're not making it scary, you're not making it where, oh shit, I shouldn't put this device on my head, or oh shit, I shouldn't have these weird, movie sign cameras on my goddamn thing. It actually kind of looks like just a little fleshlight doorbell. Have fun on seeing that. Little cameras all around and everything. Because I need to see. And I also looks like a weird arch with lights in it and a weird egg, like from Red Notice. Egg. Who's got the egg? If you get that, I love you guys. Yeah, I feel bad for everybody in the cast except for the fact they got paid. I hope Ivana really goes on to bigger and better projects because she is really fucking terrific. Watch Bottoms, by the way. Bottoms is really good. Not scary. Dark comedy doesn't work. And any attempt at actually trying to make this movie cohesive somehow manages to make it even more incoherent and ridiculous. I'm going to get into spoilers here, but it's in theaters or it will be on streaming within a month. I will be amazed if this movie is not gobbled up by a streaming service. Peacock will probably have it in 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah, I'm getting into spoilers. Fucking hate it. 3, 2, 1, spoilers. So in the beginning, there was rap. Dr. Dre said it. Words and things not tied together. There's a family that, parents are sitting in the bed. They have their kid, Amy, I think was the kid's name. I don't care. Nothing against the little girl. She's listening to something. She has her headphones on, or puts her headphones on, and she is doing, she's listening to something. And then basically the parents are talking about, we need to get rid of this AI. And this AI says, I'm going to be going, but I have a present for you downstairs. Do you want to come and see it? And then she does. And then the parents are... The dad's, I think, still upstairs. The mom goes downstairs, sees this RV, this old RV that looks like it was straight out of maybe like the fucking 80s. If it was left in the goddamn woods for like 20 years and barely refurbished except to run. It was born to run. This movie should have been run straight into a wall until it stopped moving. That being said, there's this RV out there. There's this weird masked thing that ends up attacking this woman, this mother. That has this goofy mask on, and the jump scare noises and stuff, it just, my God, it doesn't work. Curtis has a boss, an older man that is talking to him about, pairing with this company. This company wants him to bring some AI into his home. You're the perfect family. Oh, this AI is great. Ding. When they first show this AI, or AIA, it actually really looks like a PS5... Xbox, whatever the latest Xbox is, if it was a giant flash drive, like you just pick it up, like it's a fucking Roomba or whatever that you have to stick and you have to plug in, and then it just has this and everything and sucks everything up, except it just sucks. So that being said, he decides to bring the stuff in. The mother, Meredith, Catherine, she obviously is a mother, as you would be when you have children. There's their youngest kid that, Cal, that has a medical issue. They can't figure out what's actually wrong with him. You have the, nearly 13-year-old son that gets picked on. He doesn't really want to. They moved into this house, or they moved to a house. It could have been the same damn house for all I goddamn know. I mean, I don't really care. I think it was the same house. Honestly, some of these sets all look alike. It could have been the fucking set from Imaginary for all I know. Except I remember that being a lot brighter. And somehow less shit. I might have hated this more in Imaginary. Because as bad as the acting was in Imaginary, you got something at the end. You ain't get anything with this movie. I'll still have to decide. I'm just still fucking raging. So, nevertheless, we get this family at this house. There's this RV still out there. They get this AI thing. All the stuff set up. And what's going on with this stuff? Like, they're just keeping an eye on these people. What the hell? They have these weird emoji-type masks or whatever, and more on that in a bit. Iris ends up getting a dick pic type thing from her boyfriend Sawyer, who really needs to stop lying to himself and fix that hair. And I mean lying to himself about being, an actor. I don't know what Maybe he's actually a good actor. I don't know. But if this is any indication of what his acting abilities are, you need to find something fucking else to do. Like, Jesus. That's mean. I'm sure he's a nice young man, but good Lord. He sends a dick pic, kind of guilts Iris into sending him a full nudie pic, which then turns into something where he, along with a friend, because he shows this to his friend, because that's what you do when you have a private photo sent to you. You show it to your friend. Don't do that. I've sent and had sent, and had sent to me, lewd pics. You don't share that stuff. I don't care if you have a fight with the person. I don't care if you end up never speaking to them again after a number of weeks or months. You don't fucking do that. You delete it from your goddamn phone if you want. You don't use it for revenge, or you don't use it for whatever this. It's a deep fake thing. All this shit's going on, and she's all horrified. Now, mind you, Curtis also is given the opportunity to be, to pair up with this whole damn, pair up in this company or whatever, because soon they're going to absorb his company. So you do something where it's like this, you take a selfie, you do this, or you do this, or something like that. It's some of those hand motions, I think. But AIA is just here. Anything you need, I'm here to help. Good. Help write a better movie, for the love of God. By the way, Havana actually voices I do have to say she has a very nice voice. She actually does have, she could do very good, have good voice acting work if she doesn't want to appear on camera as much. I think she actually really does have a very fucking bright future. I mean that with all respect. And also, I think she's a great representation of LGBTQ actresses. Quick note, if you have a problem with that, too bad. Fuck off. Nevertheless, Curtis is being asked, to join this company and all this, and sees the stuff about these RV people, but the RV people take off. And Iris is all horrified. And eventually, while all this is going on, AIA orders this organic food. Everything is going good. Diagnoses that Cal has some kind of heart issue thing or whatever. And everything's going great. Also, earlier, when, the stuff was brought in, or, a couple people, including David Dast and Ashley, they were going to be people. By the way, David Dast's character is named Lightning. This movie deserved to be struck by lightning and then fall in a puddle and struck again, so it was never revived. I'm fine. Just, God damn it. God fucking damn it. Oh, Jesus. Let's move on. Basically, it's obvious that something weird's going on here. We see this, big old, chandelier-like thing that's supposed to be this supercomputer that can solve anything in a millisecond, but it'll take any great supercomputer 10,000 years. So we don't really have good supercomputers if this chandelier thing can do that. But whatever, it's fine. What I was saying is that Havana's melody was hitting on Curtis. A little bit on that later. AIA forms a bond with Cal, and basically is like, I'm always going to be here for you. Bonds with children, that's kind of a fitting thing there. Kind of like, bonding with Amy. And then things start to go sour. But the thing is, besides the opening scene with, the weird masked people and the stupid lady getting hit or whatever the fuck happened, and, the creepy masked person showing up, to irritate John Cho. Besides that, there isn't really anything horrifying until basically Iris, gets help from AIA, who, creates this whole thing, an apology video and saying, hey, explaining this, like it was a deep fake, it was this, I'm not actually like that. And also, Sawyer was like earlier, well, don't tell anybody about it or whatever, or I'll have to get a lawyer on it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this, but I don't want to ruin my college. I didn't mean to ruin your life, but I can't ruin my life. Well, guess what? I had decided to forward it because it turns out Sawyer turned 18, but Iris is still 17. Oh, and there's child laws that mean that, and by the way, if you do that kind of shit, you deserve to fucking go to jail. Just want to say that. You deserve to go to jail, and if you get out of jail, you deserve to have a neon sign on your goddamn house doing that shit. Nevertheless, basically, Sawyer is driving in his car and ends up getting his car taken over, and she being AIA, and AI runs his car into a goddamn tree, and he dies seemingly, kind of, maybe, I guess. And Meredith, meanwhile, is loving this AI because she's helping, or AIA is helping her work on the thesis. All this stuff's going good. She's making her life easier. Curtis, meanwhile, is trying to figure out what the hell is going on. His company gets bought out. All this stuff, we get all this overlying stuff about AI, having too much power, too much absolute power. And then, I'm sorry, I can't help this. But after Sawyer gets killed, we get like a rushed fucking ending. Because again, an hour and 24 minutes with end credits, Cal and the children, they're going to be in danger. Maybe, except Aya actually is just, no, I just want to help. But I'm a little AI that, got to be a big AI. And I didn't get to be a big AI without telling you a story, Cal. Tells a story about AI learning at school. It was a girl that became AI that somehow was in school. Or somehow maybe it was an AI program in a school that grew up to be a big AI. I don't really fucking know, and I don't really fucking care. I assume Melody used to be an actual person. Melody actually I think is just, an algorithm. I think this entire movie is just a fucking algorithm. An algorithm that needs to basically be reset and beaten over the head with a drumstick. A drumstick either that's a bull stick or whatever. I don't know, bull testicle. I don't know what I'm talking about. The kid, the middle kid, I'm sorry I forgot his goddamn name. I don't care. I don't care about the kid's name. Nothing against the kid. But he gets in trouble. He had, a kid was bullying him and had thrown his phone into the forest. None of this was seen, by the way, because they couldn't afford to show it, I guess, or didn't want to. They want to just rush to the scary parts without showing. I mean, not that any of these extra scenes would have helped. It would have just padded out the inevitable shit. But we hear from him that he says, I was going to call the SWAT, or I was going to SWAT call him. What do you mean? Oh, you called the SWAT team, but you give them someone else's address and then they bust down their door. So later, these people show up in this RV, and it turns out to be the couple from before because they think that Curtis and his family are stealing children because their daughter went missing, because Aya has taken over their lives. No, really, that's what actually ended up happening. David Dast and Ashley had the same damn thing happen where at one point Ashley just ends up shooting David Dast's character because he was dying anyway. And then Havana Rose ends up, and I know what their characters' names are and I don't care, ends up bashing her over the head. John Cho breaks the goddamn chandelier thing that actually isn't the computer. The computer is all around us. Absolute power. And then we get to the SWAT team stuff that I was just talking about. They've unplugged Aya a couple times, but Aya keeps getting plugged back in. The more she gets unplugged, the more she gets upset. And, yeah, the parents are like, we know what you did. And then, the mother's like, wait a second, Aya, they weren't supposed to say that. You were telling us this, and no, you need to kill them. You need to do this. Not the children, but just kill him. But no, then we get the stupid fight, and people die. And then the real SWAT shows up. I mean, I assume people die. I don't know. Maybe I just wanted people to die at this point because it would have moved the movie along. But we're at the end. The SWAT shows up and arrests them, and Aya is calling on the phone. She calls on the phone and says, I'm everywhere. I've been everywhere, man. And says, I'm here to make your lives easier. I was a little AI, but I grew up to be a big AI, and I knew, Cal, that I could trust you. I guess. Whatever. And she says, I'm going to make your lives easier. Come along, children. We're going to get in a car that drives itself. Because suddenly, Aya's everywhere. With unlimited amounts of money and whatever. I don't, I want to set fire to these notes, but I don't want to risk anything because it's really dry weather. But just, God damn it. How fucking dare you, Jason Blum? How fucking dare you? You piece of fucking shit. Maybe you're a nice guy, but you ain't a fucking filmmaker. You ain't a producer. You can make money, and that's all you can do. You have no other talent. It gets an F. Of course it gets a fucking F. And then they do the I love you, and I know that you love me too. And if I hear that song one more time, I'm going to commit a bunch of crimes. No, I won't, actually. Don't commit crimes, kids. That's bad. Yeah, so there you go. This went longer than I expected, but I just had to really, really rant and rage and rant and rave about this shit. Yeah, F. It gets an F. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible. It has to be one of the worst movies of the year. I'm actually baffled that this could be considered a movie. It's barely a concept. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rutland. I'll see you soon.